Well, what a pleasant way. We love to welcome you to another brand new edition of Issues of Today, live from Liberia Public Radio Television. We're coming to you from our main studio here in Pinsville. My name is Mark, and of course, today's presentation promises to be a very much fantastic one. It's 10:05 Eastern Standard Time or 2:06 p.m. Liberian time, wherever you are this hour. I want to welcome you to another brand new edition of Issues of Today, live from Liberia Public Radio. Well, today we're going to be looking at several issues that has to do with the growth and development of country Mama Liberia. We're going to be looking at here today. And of course, I've been joined by our colleague all the way who has been very much very much hardworking when it comes to issues in Liberia, making sure that people from rural Liberia can get the latest happening, especially from southeastern Liberia. Mr. Abu Ture, my man Abu Ture is here today. He's joining me. Together, we're going to be looking at some of the trending national issues. And like one of the issues we're going to be looking at today is the issue of the passport saga. The passport saga has been around for some time now. Over 4,250 passports, Liberian passports, according to information, was given out to foreigner. Meaning those who were not supposed to be having, access to Liberian passport, including some of our diplomatic passports. They have access to it, and also we're going to be looking at the issue of thousands of health workers who have taken to the streets, demanding the government of Liberia to pay their hazard pay. Or they are also demanding that the Health Worker Association of Liberia be unionized. So these are some of the issues we're going to be looking at here this afternoon on LPR-TV. My name is Mark. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we dive into some of these issues. Keep watching LPR-TV. Welcome back to LPR TV. My name is Mark. Of course, I'm here with my colleague Abu Ture, who has been, like I said, has been in the southeast looking at some of the trending national issues. Abu, want to say welcome to LPR
Thank you so much, Mark,
TV
and thank you.
live, live from the main studio here. Though you've been appearing, but you haven't been able to be in the main studio. Yes, it's a pleasure to have you in the main studio here this hour.
Thank you so much, and
So,
it's indeed my pleasure to be here this afternoon from Pinsville.
how has things been?
Well, I would say, we just been managing our expectation. This government say everyone should manage their expectation.
Yeah.
So we all been managing our expectation. Honestly,
Everybody, the propos is
the purple, it mean
It's
managing
not
our
easy.
expectation. So managing our expectation actually.
Yeah.
But again, Mark, things are rough in other part of Liberia, particularly in the southeastern part of Liberia. Things are very, very, very tense on us.
And I know you left from there some weeks ago
Yeah,
now,
like
but
2 3
let's
weeks
talk
now.
a bit about the road condition in that area. How is it in Lake now? Because I just came from Nema some few days ago. I saw the road. I was not able to plow the road from Ganta through Seklipi upward to Yahweh Mesono. We have to
All right.
pass through Bon County. Passing the way of crossing the way of St. John.
Mark, have to say we have other words to use to describe that road. How horrible and terrifying it is. I could definitely going to use them this afternoon because the road is beyond deplorable. Beyond deplorable. In fact, now we are paying like $10,000 on motorbike because if you are using Karami, you're going to be spending up to a week from Suwaju to Kanto. So we are like taking motorbike from Suwaju to Kanto, and you pay like $10,000 from Suwaju to Kanto. And the issue of food and thing and basic commodity coming in is something that some guys are transporting on motorbike, but it's very difficult to access all of these things like rice, which is the common our common
Our
food that
stable
our
food.
stable food that we eat in our region, and other items. It accessing the country is very very difficult.
Mm.
So the rule is deplorable. For that, I think that everyone knows that, and even the government of Liberia are aware of that. I mean, nothing is moving. Besides, people are really really struggling on that route to get to Swaju and other counties beyond.
Yes, quickly to our main issue,
Mhm.
beginning with this issue of striking health workers.
Yeah.
Uh, how have you been getting reports from Grangie there, especially when it comes to health workers there? Why have you been hearing before we come to the national scene of it?
Basically, it's just similar issue that is taking place here.
Mm.
All of the health workers, are concerned about their arrears and other benefits, more especially when the news I read that the government of Liberia and the health worker they enter in an MOU. So the health worker one objective now is for government to live up to the promises they made to them, few months back. And for Grange, there are other part of the counties.
Are they going by the demand of the National Health Worker Association of Liberia? Because a few other countries in the southeast, our reporters, some of our contributors have been reporting that they did not adhere to the demand. I mean, the stay home order or the striking order coming from national leadership, Mr. Tama and others who have been saying that government should meet some of their demands. I'm told that southeasterners, especially southeastern workers, they are still going to work normally.
Yeah, basically, the struggle actually is the issue of health workers struggle, but then you as an individual, you choose to whether I heard or not.
Yeah.
So they have others who are still going back to work, and they also have others who are backsliding. And mind you, and that's one of the issues that actually will kill the struggle. Because if you guys don't, I mean, if the health workers don't hold together, and where you have other people listening to the leadership and other people listening to the government, and it's bringing serious problem. Indeed, other people are going back to work. I was just speak now. Even if you went to Mata Todman, I even spoke with one of my colleagues from Suwaju. If you went to Mata Todman now, other people are accessing all of the services that are there. That means health workers at that part of the area. Some are going, and I think some are staying home actually.
I mean, they pinch people, especially those in rural areas. They pinch seeing that people who usually cater to them are not going to work. Let's look at the gravity, especially on the rural dwellers.
You mean those are
Yeah,
being pinched, right?
yes, they pinch the trigger now effect on hospital workers or people who are seeking medical treatment at various healthcare facilities.
Yeah, you are talking about those that are being impeached by government, right?
No, I'm saying for us to look at the
The
trigger
effect,
down
right?
effect
Okay.
on
I think it has
people
I
who
think it
are
has a great effect on the public, particularly because already we don't have
taking it from the rural
real
perspective.
perspective. Already we don't have enough the nurses, doctors to attend to, to health. I mean, to other health issues, more in communities.
Yeah.
And looking at that for a few people that we have, at least pay attention to patient and other things. Looking at them baseline, I think it have a huge impact. It have a huge impact on
Yes.
the population. I mean, on the public, because like I told you, the
Yeah.
health worker they are less. We have less health worker in Liberia.
Yeah.
Very few number. Even sometimes if you went to some hospitals, much in the rural area, you see sick patient in queue
Yeah.
waiting to
And
waiting to be
the
attended to.
statistics have been proving that some of the places, especially when it comes to real medical situation,
Yeah.
they are saying that 1,000, I mean 100,000 person equal to one doctor in
One doctor in
Liberia.
Liberia. Right.
So what's more about
Like-
if those people are not going to work?
Like even in Grange there at the Mato Todman, which is a referral hospital in Swedru, we have like two doctors.
Two doctors.
Medical doctors. Only two we have there.
Wow.
Two medical
for a
contractors
county of
for the
over let's take
over
a sum
100,000,
over
over
100,000.
100,000, you know, over 100,000. We have less than. I mean, we have the other two doctors at the referral hospital at Matter told me. So it's something that's very
It's
much
very much
challenging. It's
serious.
very much
And
challenging.
what county authority? I mean, what come to our minds when sort of issue is happening? The health worker have been saying that they need their hazard pay, which the government of Liberia say they have provided $2 million for it. But yet, then still, yesterday when the health worker association presented their petition to the embassies here in Monrovia, especially the United Nations and that of the European Union, the US Embassy, they are saying that even the purported $2 million they are talking about is just a drop in the bucket. Though we don't know the specific amount that each healthcare worker is supposed to earn as per their hazard pay, but it's $125.
I don't know.
Is it realistic?
I can bring this story. I want to bring this story.
Yeah,
in,
yes.
because
Is it realistic?
this story is also relating to this issues that we are discussing. A striking public health worker in Liberia have petitioned the United States government, European Union, and the United Nations to prevail on the President George Weah-led administration to deliver on the demands submitted to the government in bid to help improve their living conditions. It can be recalled that public health workers recently staged a stay-home action calling on government to live up to the memorandum of understanding signed with them in September 2019. That's last year.
Yes. That was the time it was signed.
Yeah, the striking health workers under the banner National Health Worker Union of Liberia are demanding the certification of their unions, the provision of a clear salary base of each grade that correspond with their qualifications.
Yeah.
Reclassification of health workers who have upgraded their professional status over the period of time, and suspension of policy document for redeployment and transfer until the union can have an input. They are also demanding the provision of blueprints on how the gaps created as a result of pensioning of almost 100 health workers by the government will be filled. Victims and a family of COVID-19 should benefit from the US 500,000 announced in July meeting held with the authorities of the Ministry of Health, State for Presidential Affairs, and Finance Development Planning, salaries increasement, and payment of hazard benefits to all of health workers or healthcare workers.
Yeah.
The government of Liberia reacted by calling on the public health workers, all risks being replaced at various places of assignment. President George Weah also instructed Health Minister Dr. Wilhelmina Jala, that's Wilhelmina Jala, to solicit applications through county health officers to fill in gaps, creating a result of the strike. But on Wednesday, September 23rd, which was yesterday, the striking public health workers stay-home action took another dimension and elevated the matter at diplomatic missions in the country. At the offices of the EU, US Embassy, and the UN, the striking public health workers held placards with inscriptions.
Yeah.
We want drugs and medicine supplies. Inquiry to one injury to that's injury to one.
Yeah, that's some of their slogans.
All we want good working environment for health workers, amongst others. So that just a few things.
Coming to that, government is saying that their demands are not realistic.
Yeah,
is it in the right direction? People who are working, who are saying that, for example, there are some health workers who went as nurse A right after they graduated from nursing school, and then some have gone by earning a BSc degree.
Sure.
So they are saying at this time they should earn a better wage, or wages,
which I think is very necessary because and looking at this one also 1,000 persons from the health sector now pension. I think that's another huge gap again for
the health minister Dr. Wilhelmina Jala also stated on Monday that in fact the ongoing recruitment process, it was not meant to replace current staff of health workers.
Yeah.
It was meant to replace those who are already retired. And that was a big contradiction because I listened to Minister Nangbe who stated that uh, those who are not going to work will definitely be replaced. Who is
Absolutely.
saying the truth here?
I think that's a big question. That's
Who
a
is
big
saying the
question. Who
truth
is
here?
saying the truth? But again, this is Liberia, and we expect these things. These things
Mm,
always happening.
yeah.
The just that government need to act honestly, because we have a fragile health sector, and that government need to patch and government need to work on. So, think going this direction, I think it's about time that government should stand up and address the issue of this health worker. It's very very important because health is one of the important components, in a country that government needs to attend to, because if you have a population that are sick,
Mm.
it becomes a problem. You need healthy people you need healthy people to develop the country.
Certainly.
So
You are watching Issues of Today live from Liberia Public Radio Television. My name is Mark, and Abu Ture is also here together. We are discussing some of the trending national issue. We will put our number out during the course of the discussion. Joshua will, who is assisting us on camera today, will put the number on the television screen so that you can just make your input. If you're on WhatsApp, it's +231 uh +231 880 400 679 is the WhatsApp number. Then of course it will be on your screen. We'll definitely take your call and then have your say here on LPR-TV live from Monrovia. Is 10:22 Eastern Standard Time, 10:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where the Francois So and the rest of the crew are currently in the US, and also 2:22 p.m. Liberian time. We want to welcome every one of our viewers this hour to Liberia Public Radio. In case you are all the way there in Asia, we want to say good evening and good night to you wherever you are viewing us this hour. We would love to say welcome to Liberia Public Radio. So we're discussing series of issues here, especially the issue of health. Is the government right, or what do you think the government of Liberia can do to remedy the situation? Because already our health system is somehow crippled. Then what's more about it being it people who are there filling the little gap, they are also saying that they won't go to work.
yeah.
It's a very serious problem for us really. So again, we will also look at this issue about Andrew Womplu. Andrew Womplu was the director of passport at the Liberia Foreign Ministry in Monrovia, and he has been there for some time now. Later on, there was a discovery of a scandal
Yeah.
involving Director Womplu. Womplu has, according to information given, over 4,000 pieces of Liberian passport to foreigners, including diplomatic passports,
Right.
passports that should be given to Liberians, were been issued to several thousand foreigners and let's say aliens, both foreigner and aliens were given Liberian passports. And then Mr. Nwanklu was taken to court. Later on, he was acquitted. He was found not guilty for any wrongdoing. And after that, Mr. Womplu has attempted taking his family to the US after he was acquitted of all charges that were levied against him by the national government, by government like he has said that he wanted to go because he was no longer safe. So in our attempt, he was denied a visa to the US. Also, in that process, the US Secretary of State, Mark Pompeo, also tweeted calling on Mr. Womplu and others who are involved in such dubious behavior to desist. And he also commended briefly the government of Liberia on efforts in the fight against corruption. But again, Mr. Womplu has been after uh, that saga with the U.S. embassy that he was denied entry into America. He later on went on the run into hiding. According to him, he has been hiding because of his own safety. He and his family's safety, according to him, is very important. So this is why he had decided to go into uh, an unknown destination, a destination that people know, people don't know his whereabouts. But of late, while in his unknown destination, he has been unveiling a lot of information, a
Right.
lot of revelations have come from him. So the question this hour is he saying the truth? Was he alone? Abu, let's look at the issuing of diplomatic or passports in
Passport, yeah.
Liberia, the
The
processes that are
processes.
involved. Let me just explain the one that has to do with ordinary passport, the one I have. So you go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah.
You fill in the form whether you want the express. The express is a quick one, the 24
Yeah.
hours one.
24 hours.
You will fill in the form, and then they will scare you to come for general for the form. On the Palabra Hall, I can remember. There's a Palabra Hall to the visa session,
Yeah.
to the Bureau of Visa and Passport at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. People usually go there because of the huge number of people. They cannot be allowed to go into the hall. So then they will call your name and verify your phone, and you will get your phone. After receiving your phone, you will go to the interview session, the passport session. We will go in the building now to the passport session, and the last person that you meet there will be the person who will do the interview. I mean, the first person you meet after getting your phone is to go through the interview process. They will screen you. Some will even speak dialect to you,
Yeah.
whether you are indeed a
Like
Liberian.
yeah.
All of these processes, you go through it, and then before you go and do your fingerprint and the biometric process. So this does not involve a single individual.
Right.
This is the case, Abu.
Yeah.
Can we say he was just alone in this process?
Well, basically issues of this. That's why they say the hair.
Mm.
Sometimes, and if anything happens in an organization,
The
the
head
head
takes
takes the blame. The
responsibility.
head takes responsibility. But we all know there are a lot of processes surrounding the issue of obtaining passport in Liberia. But I mean, everyone. I mean, they will not go beyond everyone now
Yeah.
because for fact that that's why you have the head. The head, and most of the supervisor is there to make sure that the right thing is done. So any other feedback from those that from the line manager and other thing, any other feedback, you the director and other thing,
You will take
you will take
responsibility.
responsibility, and that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what
So,
happened.
but now that he's saying he's not alone in it, and the level at which this has reached by our passport landing into the hands of people on the U.S. wanted list, quote unquote terrorists,
Yeah.
people who are against America's interests. This level it has reached. Was it only involved? Does that only involve Womplu? Was Womplu alone in this? This is the $1 million question that we have to analyze and see is if this yes indeed because and
And
the
I think it's also in a preview of OnePlus to exonerate itself. How are you gonna do that? Probably to call all those who are involved, and call their name out, and then probably if the law has anything, then the law can take a course. I think that's the shortest way. But for now, people will not actually give more years to OnePlus because he has been indicted.
so where did
So
Womplu go wrong? Was it by allowing himself to go to court, or was at the time the court has acquitted him, he should have chosen to go and explain what happened, though he has been acquitted and reveal some of the revelation? Was it going to be a good thing for him if we were to just look at what he's earned?
well, I think the issue
Mm.
issue is a question that that OnePlus itself need to come there and answer because
Yeah.
you know he, I think he erred to be because issues because as director of passport, he
Yeah,
also has some oversight as to who hold onto
the
Liberian
Liberian passport.
passport. So for fact that they can be determined that we have a lot of foreigners and other things holding on Liberian passport, and I think he also have some part to play with in it. I'm not
But
saying.
again, let me just hit the nail on the head.
Mm.
He has been calling the name of the minister proper, the then minister proper, Mr. Gbezonga Fine
Fine.
Milton.
Yeah.
He has been saying that Mr. Fine was aware of everything that he did while serving as passport director.
Well,
So she will investigate. She will let people look at
I think that our government
Fine
now and
now.
our government now need to come up probably to look at all of these things. But again, the law, I mean, lawyers and other things have their own way of prosecuting cases.
Mm.
So probably if probably they only want to look at the director alone, or maybe want to look at investigate others, probably I think that's in our own purview. For us, I think we will only be there to make sure that everything that is done, we will put the stories to the public. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
yeah.
Okay. You are watching Issues of Today live from Liberia Public Radio Television. My name is Mark. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will hopefully be talking to a few of our correspondents on the phone. Uh, okay, let's talk. Somebody's on the line. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon, Alfonso. How are you? Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So can we say if uh, Alfonso, can we say some of this going to embarrass Mr. Finney own chances of going back to the Liberian Senate, especially in the electoral process, because diplomatic passports are given with the knowing in the know of the minister proper and other directors and deputy ministers. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. to
him to
investigate.
seek clarification what he knows about the alleged allegation. So
Yeah.
what you see going to happen, his talking point, instead of focusing on the campaign, is
Hmm.
so much consequential that that topic
He's
conversation
just going to
might most
be.
likely
He's
change
just,
in the coming exonerate himself.
yeah. And he's just going to say that Zona ratings throughout the campaign process. Seems to be.
Exactly. And it's supposed to explain your agenda to the Bazonians why you want to return to the Senate when you were there, when you served as the pro-tem. And here we come in the dying minute in this heated campaign. You are being linked with this passport thing, which has a coronation because by virtue of his position at the time as Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm not suggesting, I'm not vindicating him that he's giving he gave instruction one proof, but by virtue of his position as the minister proper, that's one proof type boss. So anything can trickle from up there and come down. So linking with him, that's something he has to be very careful of, and he has to come clean to explain himself because this is going to be a huge distraction to his campaign.
Yes, certainly. Alfonso, thank you very much. Hopefully at 4 p.m. Liberian time, Alfonso is going to be on today. Today, who is coming up? If you were just to tell our listening audience and our viewers this hour, on the Freedom Watch today.
Today,
All
all
things
things
considered.
considered, specialists are put in place to give voices to ordinary people, to not just only the politicians. And we're going to do on some of what you are talking about now, the issues. You saw the four political collaborations coming together yesterday. A whole one way of, I'm sure what I have to say, formally of ANC.
Yeah, formally.
Calling on Ben
Yeah,
and
he
to get
resigned.
out of the CPC. These are all interesting conversations that we'll be having today.
Okay, Alfonso, thank you ever so much for having your say on issues today. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Mr. Alfonso Janso, of course, he is the Chief Executive Officer of Liberia Public Radio. Of course, he's based there in New England, Rhode Island. Yes, so that's going to embarrass the chances of Mr. Finley, who is opting to become senator for Grand Bassa County.
Sure.
Issue us today live on LPR-TV. If you are watching us, the numbers are right there on your screen. You can just make your input. LPR-TV. We are exerting efforts to hear from our guy, to join our man Daniel Gate in Senegal, to get to hear from him what's going on. But while we are trying to get Daniel, we can also talk to Tano. Bertin Tano is there, and he's our Central Liberia Bureau Chief, based in Banga Bonkante. So we are making effort to hear from him this hour. Issue of today. Okay, now on the line is our man Bertin Tano. Tano is all the way there in Banga Bonkante. Tano, good afternoon. Tell us how is Banga this hour? Where are you, in fact? What part of Bonkante you are?
I'm in Banga City right now. I'm speaking to you right at the Chief Compact community.
So how is it? But okay, what's the general atmosphere like when it comes to healthcare delivery system now in Bonkante since the healthcare workers announced strike action a week ago now?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on the show this afternoon. Bonkante citizens, we all are doing great, but it's just disappointing that the health sector right now, there's a tension, still a tension, where some citizens are seeking where to go for their medication. Because the three major hospitals that in Bonkante, Roma Hospital, CB Doma, and CB Hospital, since last year have been closed totally.
Wow.
And right now I'm speaking to you, you cannot find one person, one health worker at the facility. So the citizens, the three major hospitals right now in Bon County, and they are then a cry from citizens all over the county where they can seek a medication. There is nowhere they can go. And I spoke to some citizens. They said that they are calling on the president of the Republic of Liberia because there was some recommendation or there was some information that he gave out that those who are part of the protest, they should stay out. Let the health minister try to replace them with another person. And some other citizens are saying that Jennifer one cannot help this state. It cannot help the peace process of this country. And with the health workers, some of them were saying that they need their just benefit because although they're supposed to save lives, but they are being treated like they are slaves. They are living in the days of slavery.
So it means Tano, it means the health workers in Bon County, they are in full agreement with their counterparts on the National Health Worker Association.
They all are speaking the same tune because this happened since last weekend, and we to a lot of them. And some said that they put their life on the board to see reason to save the life of the people where their contact tracers during the epidemic period. And since then, some of them they said that more than 5, 6, 7 months, no pay. So they are calling on the government of the Republic of Liberia to see reason and answer them. Let it be recognized as a union. Let it be recognized what they are working for that the government pay them. Because they can be working, then the grant is going to the government. Then they that doing the work, they cannot get paid. And how they will sustain their family.
Tano, let's also look at the public. What are other reactions from the public as well?
Yes, we were at the Malian Center yesterday because we want a serious story at the future where we visit some other facilities like other clinics, private clinics. There are citizens saying that if this will continue, because other people say if this will continue, it's like citizens themselves will get on the street to call the attention of the government to see reason to seek the welfare of the health workers. That's what we see in the various corners because when you go to there are people who stand outside, and when you ask them what is the reason, some of them say, I came here to seek medication, but I don't have money. And we are dying slowly.
And for example, pregnant women, how are they coping? Pregnant women in the country, how are they coming on? How are they feeling? Some of them who need some routine medical services.
This is the condition I'm saying that the whole health center is stationed right now as I'm speaking to you. Because on all the sister radios in Bon County, there are pregnant women who call in. When you go to this very private facility, you understand there are some pregnant women standing outside when you ask them what is going on. There is no way. So the tension is in because you see, it's not about our citizens. They are feeling the pain now.
Tano, what have been response from the authority of health as well in the county? Because I believe this is something.
Thank you very much. There was some meeting here by the county health officer here, which is Dr. Yi. He called on all the health workers to see reason whether they can concord with him. Let some go to job, and after that, the government is doing everything possible to address their needs. The question to him was, if government is seeing reason to address our needs, then why is it that the state government said that we should be replaced with that for protection? So the workers there, they told him that we cannot listen to you until
it means the government is not providing one information. One government, two tones.
Definitely, that's what happening because some other workers said they can provide into year again into a doctor year because the government is saying another thing. He's saying another thing because he's telling them to go back to job. To go back to job, then the government of the Republic of Liberia, headed by President George Monrovia, by saying that the people those who protesting should leave outside, they should be replaced by other people. So their contract is very contradictory. So the people they have are saying we cannot listen to you until our just benefit be met, until the pay of some of us almost 6 to 5, 8 months, no pay. How we sustain our family just by the grace of God. The tension is with the pregnant women. The tension is the pregnant women. The disabled community, they all are crying on our sister programs all in Bon County. And when you talk to some of them, they will say we'll wake up and take steps and work in our head and march to wherever we can march to call the government attention. So some said that they are measuring the president of the Republic of Liberia. You should see reason and cater to the needs of the health workers.
Tano, though this issue is a national issue, but let us also look at each county. Everyone, I mean, we have leaders and things that are responsible for their counties. What are lawmakers and the caucus of the counties actually saying? Are there be any intervention from their own end?
Absolutely no. Since they started this peaceful protest, seeking for the just benefit, there is no lawmaker, there is no senator that come on the air or to speak to the people how they're going to do things, how they're going to work with the government of the Republic of Liberia. There is no information from any lawmaker to start following this a lot, to start following their activities in the county.
Okay, Bertin, before we just take leave of you, let's look at the political atmosphere in Bon County. How is it now? Who are the names? Though, have you been able to access the various candidates that have so far been certificated by the NEC?
Yes, we try because we want to get the information that is factual right now. Because there are a lot of people who feel that they could contest in the pending December 8th senatorial election in Bon County, but we are getting some information that they are not coming into the race because of due to some circumstances. So what we're doing here is to see reason whether we can gather all those who have been certificated to know exactly who are in the race and who go into the race. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, there are 3 into the county right now that everybody are looking at. Number one has to do with the deputy speaker of the Republic of Liberia, the president of Prince Kemu Moyi for district number 2, and also Honorable Yala, the senator of Bon County, and Mogana Promo. These are the 3 that contenders right now in the county that people are definitely looking at. But still worrying, we have another coming from the backside where there's a tension coming that he's using the form of freeing child going to get set up on the head.
And do you think such message by him is quite resonating in the ears of the people that yes, we want to free, I want to free Taylor? Is it really getting to the people realistically?
Yeah, you know what happened is this. Jesse message 2014 they preached Jesse message at the time the vice president Monrovia Havatira, she was vying for the senatorial post in Bon County, where they used another person's verse, like to say Carter is speaking for the head. And now the representative of district number 2 who always confessing. Hello?
Yes, we are getting you, Tano. Go ahead.
Okay, the representative in district number 2, Josiah Mexico, who always confessing, he came on air and said that they corrupted the elector's minds in 2014 to use another person's verse to corrupt the minds of the electorate. So this is a thing technique that
Domo is using.
Already know the technique.
Okay.
So Domo is saying that since you corrupted our people in 2014, and I'm saying my open, I'm not bringing no verse. But I'm pleading for Chad Ganeta to be free to come back. But you use another person's verse to corrupt the electoral mind.
But if Taylor is coming to Liberia, what does that have to do specifically with Bon County?
What will be the impact?
That's just the issue. So we're looking forward because Domoy always, when you appear on our sister radio in the country, you always say, I'm coming with force. Okay. And nobody can beat me. So he's confident enough that nobody can beat in the race. But we still send back to see what will happen the next day.
Okay.
Calculating.
Okay, Tano, thank you. We're hoping that we get the full listing of all the contestants, of the candidates for Bon County. Thank you, Tano.
Thank you so much for having on the Brenner Show this afternoon. God bless you.
Thank you. Our man Bertin Tano, live on the line from Bon County, from Banga Bon County. You watching LPR-TV Issues of Today. Mark Dan and Abu Ture, we are here. So, like we're talking about Canada listing, Abu, before you just come in, okay, just come in, then I can read the candidates for Lufa.
It was just about Tano. Tano, things that we got from the county there, Bon County. It's shocking that issue of this, that lawmakers will not come up, because that's also part of their oversight responsibility. That issue like this, for them to address issue like this. And now we are hearing that none of them have come up, to have any like press conference or other thing. It's surprising.
Yeah,
very, very much surprising, because the people in your county or in your district or in your constituents,
their health is very matter.
Exactly. So if you will just sit down and watch issue like that and say nothing to it, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. So we just hope that other counties and Bon County, that the lawmakers or the caucus will see how best to work together and address the issue of this, because I understand that the issue now is like it's also giving the national government
yes,
yeah, because the issue of health is not something that people have to joke with, you know. So we just hope that the legislature as well will intervene, to address this matter. And this matter it needs serious attention.
Yes, definitely it needs serious attention. You are watching Issues of Today live from Liberia Public Radio Television. We are coming from our central studio in Painesville. So, we're talking about Canada listing. I'm seeing a list from Canada here, from Lofa County. Lofa has 11 persons or 11 individuals for a single seat.
Wow.
Let me just try to read them before we can go closer from our man in Nimba. Okay, the list for Lofa County is this. Let me just read it. The first person on the list is Ahaji. The first person on the list is Ahaji. I don't know what I'm seeing this correctly. Let me just zoom it.
Is that Abalas?
Abalas Kangbatamba is Abalas Kangbatamba.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next he's an independent candidate, and another person to him. Let me just read it quickly before we go. Dukle Ibrahim M. Dukle is the next person. Candidate number 2 is from Limbo Alliance, RA, and the third person for candidate in Lofa County is for senatorial candidate in Lofa County is Mariamu Bien Fofana. She's a sitting lawmaker, for the matter of fact, from District 4 in Lofa County. She's will be contesting on the ticket of the All Liberian Coalition Party, ALCO. And another person, number 4 candidate for the senatorial seat in Lofa County will be, let me get the name, Joseph Pator Jala. Joseph Pator Jala is an independent candidate. Number 5 is Dede Jones Noir. She's an independent candidate. Candidate number 6 for Bon County is Mohammed O. Kamara. Is an independent candidate as well. And the next to the candidate number 7 is Gordon Humanly Muwala Gordon Humanly, or Gordon Humanly is another candidate. For the matter of fact, he's a very young guy, just around 30 years old individual we are talking about, a little over 30 years old. So he's braving the storm to contest against those people. And Gordon will be on the Liberia Restoration Party, the ARP. That's the party that the Monrovia District 4 lawmaker won on. Restaurant Dennis. No, Restaurant went on Transformation Party. I'm sorry for that. The next person is Johnny. Is let me get it right here. Is Moneybad Cowboy. Well, I'm not getting this name clear.
Yeah, I think the printing.
The printing is quite, and the image because this will actually sent via the internet, so I'm not getting the image clear. So candidate number 9 on the list is Bernie Samukai. Bernie Samukai is contesting the CPP ticket. Former defense minister of Liberia. He's serving at the defense ministry for several years.
Yeah, sure.
So candidate number 10 is George Tamatengbe, the incumbent senator of Lofa County. So he will be contesting.
And we also have about 9 persons from for Grand Crew County.
Let me just finish with this, then we can read it quickly.
Yes. Sure.
While we
got some listing from Grand Crew County.
So the last candidate for Lofa County is Julie Fatoma Wia. Julie Fatoma Wia is a current lawmaker. She's from district number 3, if I'm not mistaken, of Lofa County. So she's going to be contesting too. she'll be contesting the as an independent candidate. So far from this list,
Yeah.
from Lofa County, one sitting or lawmaker from the House of Representatives will be going.
Okay.
Yep. So let's listen to Grand
Yeah, a
Crew.
Grand
Listen
Crew.
quickly.
We have 9 person here from Grand Crew that are aspiring for the senatorial post at Grand Crew. We have number one on the list. We have Bawe Senior Nathaniel N.
Mm.
He's on the Liberia National Union. That's Lino. And we also have the second person. We have Batiwe Numini.
Batikwa Numeni Batikwa.
Numini.
He was a lawmaker before.
Yeah,
District 2.
He's an independent candidate. And we have Lawrence Clark Snow, also from the Progressive. That's the Movement for Progressive Change, MPC. And we have Peter Komen, Spoon Peter Komen. He's a lawmaker, and he's also going on the Coalition of Democratic Change
The
ticket.
incumbent is an incumbent senator.
Incumbent senator, sure. And also has Sigbe Alfred Toll, from independent candidate as well. We have Sne Rosalind Sigbe Tonnerre, collaborating political party CPP. We have Tonia Williams Weir, that's Weir. That's from the chief. Yeah, him from the independent candidates. And we got Washington Junior George To Sia, National Democratic Coalition. That's the NDC. And we have Rule Nicholas Doyen from the Rainbow Alliance. So far, that's all. That's
Okay, nine.
9%.
One seat, 9 persons.
From Grand Crew County.
It's quite interesting, my people.
Yes, the politicians are just many in this country.
And I know so far Lofa County has pulled up the highest. I haven't seen other listing, other county list of candidates actually, but so far from the one I've been seeing, Lofa has pulled up one of the highest so far. So let's see what we can talk to our man Daniel Gatel from Senegal to conclude on this issue of health. Striking health workers continue their strike action across the country. Whether Nimba County too is doing the same. Well, if we can get Daniel, it's gonna be good. But if we cannot get him, we will just call it a day off on to this edition of Issues of Today on LPR-TV. Daniel is seen responding. And Daniel, good afternoon. You are live on the radio.
Oh, he's like
okay. It's like Daniel isn't ready. I don't know. As he actually forgot that he's gonna be going on air. Probably. But okay. Issue of today, live from Monrovia. This is how we love to wind down things here, and of course, we've been talking about some cross-cutting issue about Liberia and beyond, the issue of passports and the issue of health workers in Liberia, and also to talk a little bit about politics in Liberia. But again, Liberians, we need to be careful.
Absolutely.
One thing I wanted for us to talk about, but probably next week we're going to be talking about is the issue of trucking, Abu. Trucking now has become a new normal, wherein many politicians they depend on this aspect of getting vote to get to power. It's very serious.
Very
I listened to one of the local stations here, OKFN to be specific, where 40 Liberians were being trucked, and after that they were stranded in Riverses from Buchanan. They went to Riverses, and they were accusing Senator Dallas Square, who reportedly carried in, and they were accusing him that he promised them, he promised them $30 each.
In fact, the headline carried that angry mob chases Riverses County Senator.
Yes, that was it.
Over refusal to pay truck voters.
I listened to the gentleman this morning in Monrovia saying that the senator promised them $30 each, and then he had refused. And when the station contacted Senator Goye, he vehemently denied that he don't know what the guy is talking about. Wow. Is it real? If, for example, you and I, we are here, can we plan to say, oh, yes, we're just planning to go and lie
story
on
of such cannot just be
make
made up
story.
that way. Yeah, sure. I mean,
So-
and it's happening in all counties.
Yeah.
It's happening in all counties. So the thing is a Liberia thing. It's happening across the country. In all of the counties have experienced the issue of trucking, and which is also giving a serious problem to those who reside in a particular constituency. Because if a politician will bring somebody outside your area to come and decide for you, and you there bearing all of the weights and understand how the living condition is there, and then a politician taking someone from out to come and make decision for you, just something that's unfortunate.
Yes, in fact, the amount. Can you imagine
Something very frustrating.
somebody taking you, carrying you several miles away from where you're supposed to be, just for little or nothing?
Look at nothing. Others $10.
I mean, it's quite unfortunate. But let's just conclude. Daniel is now on the line. Dan, I don't know whether Daniel is not ready now, but so we can just conclude with him. Daniel, good afternoon. Sorry we called you. You were like not ready. Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Mark, and good afternoon to our many listeners of Liberia Public Radio.
Okay, tell us where are you currently? In fact, Daniel.
I'm currently just entering the commercial city of
Ganta.
Yeah.
And so, how is it like in Ganta? What's going on? Just to get a general atmosphere of it.
Well, Gompa is relatively kind, but as probably I think we have reported that on the Liberia Public Radio, where a personnel of the Liberia National Police, in person of Sensico and 3 other persons, once upon a time allegedly killed a motorcyclist.
Wow.
And that case has been lingering, for the past 2 terms of court now. There have been no due process given to it, or they have not appeared in court. And of recent, the motorcyclist in Limba threatening that if that case cannot appear in court, or there can be no due or trusted process given to them, they will take onto the street to demonstrate, where they threaten that there will be no election held in Limba, about cards to be distributed in the 6 cities of Limba, and people will be casting their ballot in the casket. But yesterday, Kensico now appeared in court for the first time, and even though there was some misreaction about his appearance, he was still in the official crazy uniform, that they are orange uniform, but he was wearing dark shades and having, earpiece in the ear, not having walk on his hand as usual.
The police
like
officer,
like the way prisoners may appear, and we didn't see, much correction officers, but rather it was some emergency response unit officers and some members of the Liberia National Police that escorted him to the court house yesterday. And it was his first appearance, and again, they rescheduled him for the 25th, which is tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Let's move quickly to this issue of striking health workers. Does it have some spillover effect in Nimba? I mean, how is it like in Nimba when it comes to health workers? I was in Ganta. I did see some health workers going to work.
Well, Mark, if you ask me for the issue of health workers, that would bring tears to my eyes from what I saw. When we visited yesterday, I managed to pass through the mall to visit Secretary, and in my presence, I saw a lady in her 9 months in labor. She went to the Saturday Comprehensive Health Center, and she was, the husband was told that health workers, they are on strike, so they were not working. And they have to place that lady on motorcycle. You could see, Mark, the pain that lady was going to be suffering. I couldn't, withstand to hold my tears when that lady was on a motorcycle in that mud, and the husband was behind her, and they were managing to either come to Gompa for her to give labor again, but we couldn't follow her to come back because we were doing a tour on the road to know the level of damages that have been done on the road. We are suffering. And so we couldn't come back, to really know whether she was safely reached to Gompa at the Gompa United Medical Hospital. But I can tell you that in Nimba here, it's becoming very much bad indeed, to be frank, where almost people are losing their life, and workers are refusing to go to work. Instantly, where I came from this morning, the George Way Hospital is locked down. It's entirely closed.
Wow.
Even emergency case, if you get there, security will tell you that you have to go to the Gomba United Medical Hospital. But for
Yeah,
now,
because
there is no
I also visited while in Ganta. I visited the Ganta United Methodist Hospital. I saw the way it is all crowded. People come
yes,
through
or
from
or almost
were there.
all the facilities now are do refer to the Gomba United Medical Hospital on grounds that is a private hospital.
Mm.
So almost all of the government functions facilities or facilities that have government or employed nurses and health practitioners are doing refer down to the Gomba, that the Ganta United Medical Hospital on grounds that it is a private hospital. So for them, they are not working. And some of them that I spoke to almost privately, they said their flat is not only about the hazard benefit, but they are looking for fixed salary that will go across the country for health workers. What they are saying is some health workers that have a bachelor degree are making more, while some who have the same bachelor degree are making less. Okay. So these are some of the points that they are pushing. They are, calling for fixed salary.
Mm. Okay, so they are not thinking any soon to return to the various health facilities.
That we have not heard from them. They are saying that the only way they will return to work, except maybe probably they hear from that they hear from their national office, which is in Monrovia. If they hear from them that they should return to work, then they will return to work. But if not, they are still holding strong to their action.
The reaction from the citizens as well. What are reaction from the citizens as well?
Citizens are pleading with the government that they should go back to the drawing board and call the health practitioners because the common people, they are feeling the weight that the government is talking about recruiting student nurses. They are saying that that will not be helpful for them. It will even help to escalate the situation because student nurses are people that they don't have or that practical experience. Some of them, they are still in the field, they are still learning, and they are not completed their learning process. So if you can allow them to come back to help save lives instead of them saving lives, they will be helping to destroy lives. They help to destroy lives. So they are pleading that the government should go back on the drawing board to appeal to the national health workers for them to see reason and go back, to their working facilities to pick up working materials.
Okay, Daniel, thank you ever so much. It was nice talking to you all the way there from Ganta.
Welcome.
Okay, our man Daniel Gate on the line from Nima County there. He's been talking about some of the issues. Okay, we are out of time, definitely, Abu. So is there any other final thing that you love to say? Then we can just close it up.
Well, thank you, Mark, for having me here today, and I just hope that.
And we're hoping that this is going to be a regular thing. We're going to be doing it Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to be here, hopefully, at this time, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 2 p.m. Liberian time. We're going to be here. So
that will indeed be my pleasure.
Yes, sir.
So that's it. And we hope that government will work on things soon. And remember that Liberia is the only country that we have. And this government should be in the interest of the people. Looking at the issue of health crisis is something that is major to all of us. Because tomorrow my sister will feel ill, tomorrow my daughter will feel ill and go to hospitals and no one to attend to her. It becomes a problem for even me and everybody. So we just hope that government will address the issue as soon as possible. And so that's it, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, thanks ever so much for watching and listening to Liberia Public Radio Television. Joshua Rice is a man. I've been between the 12 and 10 on camera, making sure that things happen here perfectly and giving all of the sound as well. My name is Mark on behalf of the entire team here from Monrovia. And we're going to turn it over now to Studio C or Studio 2, where the Francis Janso is. We will be bringing you in few minutes time. We'll be bringing you all things considered live from the New England Bureau. Goodbye.